Is Terence Crawford in some serious trouble against Israel Madrimov? Yo, Terence Crawford's back. I'm back. I've been off the channel a little bit, been preparing to go to fight week because we got a lot set up for, Crawford versus Madrimov. I'm going to be heading out to LA, so I was just prepping everything. Got to get ready. I'm going to be out there with Sean Porter in the Porterway podcast, so make sure you subscribe to the Porterway podcast and check out everything we're going to be doing. I'm going to be collabing with them for a little bit. We got the weigh-ins on, Wednesday. Maybe you're already seeing this. The weigh-ins are going to be Friday. Wednesday is the open workouts, and then Thursday, the final press conference, and then Saturday's fight night. So we got Madrimov and Crawford. It's going to be an interesting one. I think that a lot of people are underestimating Madrimov. Like most cases where it's a big name versus a not so big name, everybody's going to say, obviously, Crawford's going to be the favorite for a reason, but, you can't overlook Madrimov. I think he's going to put up a great fight. I wouldn't be too surprised if we get a great fight, but it goes the distance. I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford stops him late. I think there are just a lot of possibilities in this one. I also don't count out the possibility of Crawford losing this fight in a decision, but I definitely don't favor it. I think Crawford, more motivated than ever, has stopped basically every opponent he's been in the ring with in his last in most recent outings. So I'm not too concerned about whether or not Crawford is on a decline or anything like that. There's no, signs of him not showing that hunger anymore. He looks as focused as he's ever been. I'm hearing he's at a great training camp from a lot of people in his team. So I'm excited to, actually get a look at Terence Crawford this week with my own eyes. I'm going to be there tomorrow in LA for the open workout. So I get to see for myself what Terence Crawford is really looking like. But let's make a little final fight week prediction, what I expect to go on. Hopefully, Crawford feels much stronger and more rejuvenated at 154 because, as he's mentioned before, he doesn't feel like making 47 is easy for him anymore. So, debuting at 54 is what Crawford felt like he had to do next for his body, for his career in the sport. So we know Crawford's chasing that Canelo fight, and this is kind of an opportunity for him. Berlanga and Canelo is apparently going to be the fight on September 14th. You guys know I'm not too happy about that fight. I think it's the fight, I understand it because in that division, there's not really anybody else for Canelo to fight besides Benavidez, who's campaigning at 75 now and doesn't plan on going back to 68. We don't want to see any more weight issues with him. So Benavidez staying at 75, it's going to make the Canelo fight a little bit more difficult to make. But maybe if Canelo sent Benavidez an offer to fight at 68, maybe he'd take it. But other than Benavidez, I think Crawford is the only opponent for Canelo that is going to make him a lot of money, and at the same time kind of gives him some credibility on that resume, because Crawford, no matter what people say years down the line, this is still a legacy fight. No matter if people are going to say, Crawford came up in weight, this and that, that's still a huge name to have under your belt. And if I were Canelo, I would take that fight. If I'm really confident, I would take that fight against Crawford. I think deep down he knows it's a high risk and it's a high reward fight for those who really know the sport, to still be able to beat a guy like Terence Crawford, even though he's coming up in weight against you. I think it's a great fight. But let's dig a little bit deeper. I keep fixing my hat, bro. This thing's bothering me. But let's dig into Crawford and Madrimov a little bit more, because I think Madrimov is a great fighter. Let's talk a little bit about the skills and maybe some keys to victory that I think that Madrimov has to take advantage of, some little holes that he needs to exploit that aren't very present in Crawford's game, but something that he's going to have to show. I think that punching in between Crawford's shots is going to be very difficult, but he's going to have to not throw too many flurries, because Crawford has shown that, you're not going to beat him in the hand speed department, that's for sure. I've seen Madrimov fight a number of times, and he's a good fighter. He's a really solid, strong fighter, and guys like Virgil Ortiz have sparred him and said that he's a good fighter, but Virgil still picks Crawford, and I'm going to pick Crawford too, because I think that he just has too many tools that, Madrimov have the ability to keep up with. I think, you know, as good as his jab is, and Madrimov has a good jab. Go watch his highlights right now. He's an orthodox fighter. He's a pretty bouncy fighter, high guard. You know, sometimes he lowers it a little bit, but for the most part, he's going to have to stay disciplined, especially against a guy like Terence Crawford, where, you know, his shots are really low and they're fast, so it's going to be hard for anybody, let alone Madrimov, to really get out of the way of those. But this is a weight class where Madrimov is going to have to show him that the power is different at 54 and the physical strength is different. You know, everybody that Terence Crawford has ever been in the ring with, he's kind of been able to bully around it, and there's got to be a ceiling to that, no matter what, no matter how strong Terence Crawford is, and I know for a fact that he's really strong, but what's the ceiling for that? That's what I'm curious about. Is it 54? Is it 60? So, you know, in terms of physical strength, I want to see Madrimov tie Crawford up a few times and show him you may be strong, but you're in a different weight class now. That's the kind of stuff we need to see from Israel Madrimov, if he can do it. You know, it's one thing for me to just sit here and talk about it, but Madrimov really has to impose that physical will and power on Crawford to really gain that respect, and it's not going to be easy, because it looks like, you know, if you guys have been following the promotion a little bit, and I'm not too happy with the promotion, I'll be honest, but with Crawford and Madrimov going into this fight, Eddie Hearn and Crawford have kind of started the trash talk between themselves, and it's been entertaining to watch, to say the least. But I'm just curious to see what's going to happen once Crawford gets in that mode. I think he has a lot to prove. He wants to prove a lot, not only to Turkey Al-Sheikh and you know, give him a reason to promote more fights and to really fight for that Canelo fight. Crawford's going to have a stellar performance, and it's not like we're asking a lot of him, because I think Crawford himself only expects really solid performances where he's showcasing his abilities. So I think Crawford wins this fight, guys. I think I got to go with, I think it might be a decision, honestly. But the late stoppage is right there. You know, I'd go late stoppage or a decision for Crawford. I think as good as Madrimov is, he's just not going to be able to, you know, match Terence Crawford in the skills department, and the skills pay the bills. So I think that right hook is going to be a problem, whether it's to the body or to the head. I think, you know, Crawford throws it like a whip. It's a really mean, he throws a really mean counter shot. Did it to Spence a lot of times, you know, threw it in combinations too. It's a nasty shot that Crawford has developed over the years. It's a sneaky shot, it's a short shot, but more importantly, it's a powerful and you know, devastating shot. So we'll see how Madrimov deals with Crawford at 154. It's more of a question of how is Crawford going to adjust to the new weight class? How is he going to adjust to jumping up in weight to 54, where, yeah, he's going to feel more comfortable, but also, you know, inevitably these guys are bigger. They're cutting down from maybe, you know, 175, 180 now. Who knows what these guys are coming down to. You know, we know a lot of fighters at welterweight that were damn near, you know, close to 200 pounds. So who knows what people are, you know, cutting down from at 54. So it's going to be definitely a challenge for Terence Crawford, but I expect him to pass the test, because, you know, we're talking about, you know, the pound for pound, you know, best fighter in the world right now, Terence, and then you got Nui, and then Usyk and Bam. You know, there are a lot of people in my pound for pound list that you could argue, you know, interchangeable. You could put a Nui number one if you want, but I got a Crawford, a Nui, then I'll go Usyk, Bam, and then whoever, you know, you want from there. I probably, you know, Shakur and Tank, other you know, exciting fighters that maybe you're in the lower weight classes, but I see them being pound for pound stars. But yeah, I expect Terence Crawford to win this fight. I'm excited to see everything that goes down. You know, Turkey Al-Sheikh, let's see how he promotes this fight in Cali. You know, I'll share some inside scoop with you guys, you know, for all the events, you know, leading up to the actual fight night in LA. They're trying to really promote this and make sure that you guys are watching. But that's why there's been something going on every single day. You know, every single weekday there's been something leading up to this fight. So tomorrow, which would be Wednesday, that's going to be the open workouts for the fighters, where they'll do a little, you know, short workout to get the fans excited for, you know, Saturday. And then Thursday, there are the press conferences, like I mentioned, and then as per usual, we got the weigh-ins on Friday, and that leads us all into, you know, the Saturday night fights, and I'm excited to see what's going on. We also got Ryo and Pitbull Cruz on that card, so it's going to be an exciting one. You guys want to, you know, win a little bit of money, I'll tell you guys my little inside bet. Hey, I'm not saying, you know, Ryo is definitely going to beat Cruz, but if you guys, you know, bet on any app, You know, picking Ryo to win a fight, picking him to win a decision, you know, you'll get a good return. Turn it into a parlay. Go with that Crawford stoppage. Get a Ryo decision. You know, that's a pretty good pick in my opinion. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about this fight night, Crawford and Madrimov. I got Crawford winning by decision or stoppage, late stoppage to be particular and specific. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next video. I'll see you guys in LA. Peace.
That's going to do it for another NASFight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Mandabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.